Hi, friends. This is a Bijou Baker. I'm Maria. I know. It's been a minute. You thought last year was nuts. Wow. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. I had to literally just go hide after I lost my brother last month, and so it's like, okay, that was it. So I just kind of I hid, but I'm back. Let's just go play. It's pumpkin season, or as some people like to call it, fall. It's pumpkin season. And Thanksgiving's coming up, and one of the biggest desserts for Thanksgiving is, I mean, you got all the pumpkin pie and pecan pie, and those are in my videos, but this is for the Libby's pumpkin roll. Not even joking, probably one of my favorite desserts to eat. It is everything I love inside one bite. Um, and I've had a lot of people say that they're afraid to try it because they don't know how to roll it and how to make the roll and how it's, going to crack and such. So I'm going to show you how to make a jelly roll. Same process no matter what cake you use, lemon cake or apple cake, whatever cake, the process is the same. And so keeping it simple, I'm just going to stick with whatever is on the Libby recipe. I'm just following Libby's recipe with a tweak, but only because it's my preference. I've made it, whenever I make a cake, I always make it the original way the first time, and then, like you guys, adjust it to where you like it. And there's just a couple, it's a perfect cake. I just change it a little bit, and I'll show you where. And it's so easy. It is so easy. And the rolling up part, there's tricks to make that easy. So let's just dive in. We're gonna play so that we can eat. Well, me. So someone must be here. So the recipe that I'm using is, I want to make sure that you are not intimidated by anything. So this is probably the easiest and best recipe out there. It's the Libby's pumpkin roll. Google it. You'll get the recipe. Copy it down. Screenshot it. Whatever you want to do. But that's what I'm using, and it's so simple. So I'm not going to talk through this. I'm just going to go ahead and just do the process because it is as simple as you take your dry ingredients and then you put them aside. You put your sugar and cream. You'll see, and it is really that easy. Now, the only difference I made on my recipe is that it asked for, these are my spices. I should just make a, oh, they smell so good. They just make a perfume like this. It asks for cinnamon and clove, salt, baking soda, baking powder. I added some nutmeg. So I took a little bit of clove out. They had half a teaspoon. That's a lot. Clove is pungent. It's very powerful. So I took half a teaspoon out. No, I took a quarter of a teaspoon out, and I added a quarter teaspoon of nutmeg. That's the only thing I did different, and that's just because I've made it their way, and it's good, but I really like nutmeg with pumpkin. So that's what I did. Here, let me just show you. All right, so I have my flour, and there's not a lot. There's not a lot of flour, and my dry ingredients, and I'm just mixing them together so that when I put them in with everything, it's already incorporated. Simple as that. All right, I've put in 3 extra large eggs, and if you're new to my channel, first off, hi and welcome. But when I bake, I always bake with the jumbo eggs because I'm going to get more texture from the larger yolks, not texture, richness from the larger yolks, and I'm going to get more volume from the larger whites. So that's my recommendation. So I'm just going to cream the sugar and the eggs together. All right, now I'm just gonna make sure that all the dry ingredients are mixed. You'll see how little bit of a batter that is. It's not very much at all, but it happens to be the perfect amount for a jelly roll size. Now, let me explain to you about the pan. Okay, fine. I admit I'm out of practice with the editing. Um, the part that I'm going to show you on exactly what I'm going to do to the pan to prepare it, well, I hit stop instead of record, and then when I was done with it, I hit record instead of stop. So, yeah, that's gone. So, I'm going to walk you through these two pictures. You wonder why, you wonder why, you wonder why. I'm going to walk you through um, what I did. I mean, it's not brain surgery or anything like that. It's nothing too difficult, but okay, here we go. Okay, so this is a 10 by 15 jelly roll pan. And I lined it up just where it fits on the flattest part of the bottom of the pan. So it does not go up the sides. It'll wrinkle in the corners if you do. And I have it extending so that I can lift it up easier. So if it's a square pan, whatever size pan, I mean like this, and the corners are sharp, then still you're only going to cover the bottom part of the pan. You don't want it to go up any of the sides. In fact, on this particular pan, I cut it down just a little bit so to make sure that it's all just flat. Okay? Okay. Then I poured it in, flattened it out, get it to all the corners I could, and kind of just tapped it just a little bit and made it nice and pretty and even. Okay, that tastes so delicious. That tastes so good. There's another, I'm going to show you the next step, but going back to this jelly roll, because the cake was so thin and it didn't go up the wall, I had to do clips on the end to keep it to keep the paper from folding on top of the cake. Not a big deal. I do it all the time. So let's take that cake, and we're not going to make a roll with that. I mean, we are, but let's just say we're not. You take that cake, and it's the perfect size to do these beautiful little tea cakes, okay? So you take that pan and you cut the cake into thirds, so then you have 3 layers. You put the cream cheese mixture in the middle, put another layer, the cream cheese, and another layer. You can then ice it or just leave it plain, which I personally think looks fantastic. So then you have, let's see, how big would it be? Maybe about like this size, okay? And then you cut them in half, and then you make just long squares and put them on a plate, and it's just the perfect little, cute little snack. Quite a great presentation. Okay, getting back to the other trick to the jelly roll, okay? And this part we do right when it's in the oven, because that's when, that's how much time we're gonna need, ish. As soon as it comes out, it goes immediately over, okay? I don't want a dish towel, I want a dish rag. The towels are the ones that have that terry, that little fuzzy fibers and stuff like that. You don't want that for this. You want an actual cloth, a kitchen cloth, kitchen towel. What do you call it? Not the fiber stuff, not the stuff that you could dry your hair in. I'm just saying, no, I haven't, but it's that towel stuff. How gross. No, it's like fabric, okay? That is the biggest trick, because people do it with the towels and then they wonder why they get all this, you know, or if you don't, good for you. So if you know me at all, you know that my stuff gets used. This is absolutely clean, it's just been used. So I'm going to take some powdered sugar, and I'm going to dust the heck out of this. Blue is what you want to wear when you're making powdered sugar stuff. And I am going beyond just because I don't want to, and I want it thick. See, I'm covering all the design because if otherwise the cake will stick to that, and that's not what we're looking for. Oh my goodness, I used almost the whole thing. That's fine. It's fine. There's more. Okay, oh, I did. All right, so that's going to sit until it comes out of the oven. Once we have the oven or the jelly rolled up and cooling, because it has to do that before we fill it. That way it'll learn its place. It'll learn its shape. It'll know what to do next. While it's going to be chilling, we're going to make the cream cheese filling. But I'm going to use it in the same mixing bowl. I'm not going to clean it because it's just goodness added to it. So if you want to, you can. I'm just saying. I didn't, but it looked like it. Stop it. You don't have to, but I'm gonna, and I do, and it's wonderful. Okay, while that's baking, I'll kind of fill you in real quick. Where it's been a minute, and it's been a year, and for that I am sorry, and I have missed you, and you guys who are dedicated to constantly checking up on me. I love you. I'm so touched by your kindness, really, and it's helped me a lot. So thank you. I lost my brother 2 months ago. It's funny because the day that we celebrated my sister's 1 year homecoming was the day that we celebrated my brother's 1 year apart. He was a year older than me, 1 year, 1 month, and 2 days. I mean, if you're keeping track, and I always did. It's funny because that one hit really hard because it was fast. It wasn't really expected. So that kind of knocked me on my rump right when I thought I was getting ready to get back up, you know. You know the battle. I know you do. I mean, it's life. Anyway, so I've changed jobs and careers and remodeled my kitchen. Can you tell? Is it pretty? It's so pretty. And I've got this beautiful island that I can just sleep on. I know. I realize I need to get a life. But that's where I'm at now. I'm working my way back out of that hole, and it's not a sad, pathetic hole. It's just, you know, when you've had your feet knocked out from you and you just sit and you plop and then you just stay there for a minute. It was like that. But God is good and always so gracious to me, and gets me back up, and we go on the next adventure. So this is about to get ready to go. So I'm going to shut up. And if you guys have any suggestions on what you would like to see, shoot them at me, baby. Shoot them at me. In my quiet time, I started creating recipes. I'm going, oh my God, I'll be doing this for the rest of my life because I want to show you everything. That's okay. I don't mind. That's why we're here, right? If we can't play, just stay home. How's that for good timing? Okay, this is it. It's very tacky. It's very tacky. These are the clips. I'm going to take them off, and then we'll flip it over, baby. All right, I have it out of the pan. Hold on, let me do it the other way. I'm gonna get my hands this way so that I can twist it. Okay. You see how I'm holding it, and then I'm just going to turn it over and carefully release this. Hot, 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 hot. Beautiful. Bear with me so I don't burn myself. And now I'm just going to roll this up. It doesn't matter how you do this. It really doesn't. Just so long as you get as tight roll as possible. And it'll stay like this until it gets cool. Okay, so to recap how I did that. Originally, I took it out of the pan just like I would a cake and put it aside, but I need to flip it, so I did my hands backwards. I had my, instead of like this, I flipped them this way, picked it up, and then plopped it onto the thing. That right there, that's it. That's the only trick you have to learn. And then roll it as tight as you can, and then just let it sit. And by the time the filling is done, it should be set. You can, should you? I don't know. You can wrap it in plastic wrap and put it in the fridge for a while. Should I do that? Nah, it's fine like this. So by the time it cools, we can finish it up. Let's get on to the filling. This is a basic cream cheese filling. You could, if you're gonna make pumpkin muffins, you can take this, take a dollop in the center of it, swirl it around. That's good. You can put this, God, this is so versatile. It's 1 brick of cream cheese, 6 tablespoons of butter, a cup of powdered sugar, and vanilla. You can put it on puff pastry, put some, get some puff pastry, roll it out, cut it into squares, put some fruit on, put some of this on, put on some fruit, and you've got wonderful Danish. It's a pretty versatile recipe. I would highly recommend you guys keep this one on its own. Okay, it's time to unroll. This part is messy. I'm just gonna tell you. It's still warm inside, but I'm impatient, and that's all right. It's gonna get rolled back up again, so, and then refrigerated, so I'm not too worried. But I am gonna try to get as much as I can in all the corners. This is it's a weird sensation. It's the texture, it doesn't feel like cake. It feels a little spongy, but whatever, it tastes amazing. In the end, that's all that matters. But you do want to try to make it as even as possible. That way you're going to get a nice even roll. And if you do go out, that's okay, because you're going to, me personally, I'll trim just that little bit so I get a nice pretty edge for display. Okay, you with me? So far bearable, right? You're not intimidated anymore, right? We've got mail. All right, now it goes rolled right back up. I am gonna, you can see all the powdered sugar has dissolved on this. And it is tacky. That's all right. All right. Let me clean this up a bit. Okay, so I took it off the towel and I rolled up in this parchment paper, and then I'm going to roll it in some plastic wrap. And this is where it's going to sit in the refrigerator for a minute. I really do know what I'm doing, okay? Just trust me. All right, nice and tight. I'm gonna wrap it again because I want it real snug. And this part here where it's tight, that's how it's gonna hold its shape just like this. All this part, I'm gonna just cut off a little edge when it's time. So I'll put this in the refrigerator for about an hour. You can put this in the refrigerator for up to a day, or you can even freeze this like this and take it out a couple hours before you serve it, and then plate it and make it pretty. But into the refrigerator, this goes. Okay, time to unroll this baby. Oh my, that smell, that beautiful smell. It is perfectly moist, gummy but not sticky. All in all, quite a beautiful beast. So here I'm gonna just cut the edge off. That's a beautiful snack. And then you see this beautiful roll. It's so sticky. But look at that. Look at that. You know, it is all about the presentation. This will happen, and that's good. Okay, so this is the roll. Now, if I laid it flat, I laid it down like this in the refrigerator. If you want to put the seam side down, which is usually what I do, I wasn't thinking, lay it down that way in the refrigerator and it will, that's how it will stay flat. Today, right now, my goal is to teach you how not to be afraid to roll this. And then also, of course, to eat it, I'm not gonna lie. One of the great things that you can put on here is just to sprinkle it with powdered sugar. Now, I wouldn't do this until you're getting ready to serve it because the moisture will soak up the sugar, but I'm gonna put some on here. So, there you have it. That's the roll. It smells so good. Pumpkin is my absolute favorite pie, cake, dessert, treat, vegetable. I love pumpkin, and this is my all-time favorite. Oh, it's so good. Switching up that nutmeg and clove, that little bit makes all the difference. Want some? Come on. I'm undone. So good. Give it a try. Don't be afraid. You've got that trick on how to roll it out. Powdered sugar on a dish rag, cloth, not a dish towel. That's huge. A lot of powdered sugar, and then flip it over right away, you know, that, and roll it up. It'll roll right back after you fill it. Lemon, chocolate, you name the cake, you can do it. It'll be perfect. Well, that was fun. I've missed you. I really have, like a lot. So I'm glad to be back. There you go, my friends. That's all you need to do. Give it a shot. Give it a shot. And if it's like still too scary, try it knowing you're going to mess it up. You'd surprise yourself. Then you have a great dessert just to eat and watch movies. All right, my friends, until next time, happy baking.
Ah, that was fun. Don't forget to like and subscribe.